everyone, welcome back to the studio. Today we're going to continue this series in the texture paste lab. Last time we did made some of these. I'm just going to show you. You saw me making them and they've kind of dried. Some of them still feel a little bit wet, but it's not. It's just I think they feel cool. But you can see we've got all the ones that we did, the mosaic, the bubbles, using the different types of paste. We've got a lovely dotty one that I like, and those plain ones that we did as well, just to sort of see what would happen to each of the different types of texture pastes. Anyway, today I wanted to move on a bit because this is fine. We've just done them through the stencils. Sometimes you want to do something a little bit more interesting. You don't want to have to necessarily decorate afterwards. You want it sort of done up front. And so I've got a few things to show you today. The first thing we're going to do, got lots of these little cards laid out, is we are going to work this lovely brick stencil. I think I showed you last time. This is one that I'd made before. She says, dropping things everywhere. And this one had been coloured afterwards with the distress oxides, I believe, looking at it, and some spray, with some white spray, I think. A bit hard to tell, can't remember now. But anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to try a couple of different things. First off, I've got my stencil. This was a cheapy stencil that I got part of a pack. I'm just drying it off actually a little bit because it's been in the sink. And this didn't cost very much. You can spend quite a lot on stencils, but I don't always like to do so. Right, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to grab a tool. We're just going to have a look at adding a little bit of texture instead of just working with the stencil texture paste through. A couple of techniques. I mean, some of them are fairly simple. So if we just spread our paste on there like we did before. I'm using the wrong type of knife here because the others are being rinsed out in the sink. We're just spreading it on there. So okay, you're going to get a fairly flat sort of texture if you do it like this, like we did before. I'm kind of rushing a bit here, but get the idea. And when we take it off, which I'm not going to do actually, I'm going to just grab the one that I did earlier. You'll see that it is pretty flat. You know, it's fine. You'll still be able to do things like that, you know, add some dimension when you add the inks or colours to your piece afterwards. But what you could do also is to add the texture at this point. So I'm just running away again. I'm not organised today, you can tell, can't you? I've got all the wrong tools going on here. Let's try this one. So what I'm going to do, and I probably need a little bit more on there actually in order to do this, is just to not be terribly fussy about how I'm putting it on actually, and then just tapping. Now it looks like you're going to make a mess with this, doesn't it? It does. So it better work. I'm kind of committed to this now. You could flatten it back out again if you didn't really want to do it, but you see that I'm adding, just dabbing it, just making a mess basically, so that when I peel it off, I don't know if you can see that, but actually you've got a lot more texture going on, and that might be what you're looking for, okay, when you're actually trying to do something like this. Okay, so that's the first thing. Just move these ones out the way. So the next thing that you can do is to, oh, not knock the camera. I'm not prepared at all today. You really can tell, can't you? So I'm just going back in with this stencil again because I don't want to wash it in between. So we've got the texture paste, and then in this pot I've just taken a blob of texture paste, modelling paste actually, because I'm cheating today. You can of course use the one that we actually made ourselves in the last video, or in the first video, but I'm using this one today for ease. And I'm not using my sauce pots, you see, so it's not all going to collapse on me. And what I've added to this is some decorative sand. So you can see, can you see that? It's just a white sand that I got. I got that years and years ago. I got them all different colours actually. I got them from some sort of scrap store place, and they were super cheap, and I thought, I'll have those, I will find a use for them. And some 20 something years later, I think I have. So, but you could use something like I don't know, like a good quality sand. Obviously you don't want your sand off the beach, you don't want your building sand, probably something like you might buy for your hamster or something like that. Okay. And also to this one, so I've added maybe a couple of spoons in there. Again, sort of touch and feel. It's like what kind of effect you want. And then I don't know, this is a second pot that I've made, but what I actually did was make up some paint. I wanted a grey here, so I've used my black and white obviously to create the grey, but you could do whatever colour you want. And I'm now going to go in and use this, and you can see it's going to be quite a different thing to apply. So if I start going here, I should have washed the stencil off because you've still got the white bits from before, but hey, might be fun. This isn't going on as well as the other stuff because of the grit in the paste, and you can hear it and you can feel it when you're putting it on. So it is going to be a whole different experience when you're applying this to your piece of card or to your stencil. But I'm sticking with it, I'm going with this, and I'm just gonna, it's just not going to lie terribly smooth. And you could now, because you've got that texture in there, you could just smooth it out like this. And I'm going to go before for a little bit of extra texture. You can never get enough texture, can you, in your life? Got enough texture? No, it's more. Right, okay, so that'll do for this example. So I'm going to pull it away now. So, oops. Okay, so can you see? What I'm going to do is just throw this into the water. Okay, so we'll have a look at that. You can see that you've got the texture, which we've given it from the dabbing. You probably won't be able to see the texture from the sand itself, but you'll certainly be able to feel it once it's dry. We're going to leave those to dry. So we've got our coloured, so you can add your acrylic paints to this to colour it, or you could leave it white and then colour it afterwards. Okay, you've got those options. I've gone for grey, but you could choose any colour you like. You can, whatever you're working with. If you're working with flowers, you might do sort of pinks and purples. You're working with I don't know, sort of dots and spots. You can do anything you like. So you can add your colour in at the front, before having to do it afterwards. And then you could perhaps go in and just sort of finish it off, because obviously you've got these white lines here, so it looks a bit stark. You might want to sort of play with it to get it to look a bit more realistic. Then we had our just purely texture one, just by doing the dabbing. Excuse me for sniffing. And then we just had our plain one. So you can see, get an interesting range of effects there. And of course I can add this one as well, which was just using the plain one and then just decorating it afterwards. So we will cover some of these other techniques next time we meet. What else was I going to say? I'll just show you quickly the other ones that I did earlier in all good demo fashion. We have some others done earlier. Mixed success with these, I'd say. Kind of obsessed with the crocodile one, which I think looks a little bit like a stone path, but I think probably I need to perhaps invest in one which is really a stone path. It's sort of, I don't know, I'll fix it. We'll resurrect it. And this one, which was another sort of crackle one, it's quite interesting, but I think if I was doing this one again, I wouldn't do it in grey. Perhaps do it in a sort of maybe like a, I don't know, blue perhaps. Would look quite nice. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I think the point is just have a go if you want to try different textures. We'll cover lots of other different things that we're going to add to the texture paste in this series. So come and join me again if you want to do a bit more. Bye for now.